Hey everybody, welcome back to the Whistle Pig Palace, and today we're going to show you what an entire moving day looks like for us, start to finish.
This video took me so long to make. I think it's the same length as actually moving.
First thing we like to do, and we will even start the night before, is planning the route for the next day. We'll check and see which type of road we'll be traveling on. If at all possible, we like to stick to the interstate because they have standardized grades, they've got shoulders, they do not have any low bridges.
Speaking of covered bridges, you really want to avoid them. And if you get off the interstate, you may encounter railroad bridges or covered bridges. You want to know the height of your camper so that you can know where you can fit and where you will get stuck.
One simple trick that saved our friendship is fueling up the day before so that you don't have to worry about if you can fit into the gas pumps, pulling in, pulling out. Just get it before you even hitch.
In that same vein, pack a lunch. You don't want to be the person with a camper in the drive-thru at Arby's. Just plan ahead.
I have had to Frogger across a 6-lane highway for Arby's.
All right, so getting down to brass tacks, the first thing my beautiful self does on a moving morning is to get all of our things. So those are our work backpacks that I'm moving. Get all of our breakable stuff and put them in the bed so that they won't shift around during the move.
This is important because things tend to shift during flight, and we don't want to sweep up a broken coffee mug from the floor or have one of our work computers shattered.
I don't think we've shown this before, but this is our shower that we use as like a utility closet. So we have to take everything down off the shelf. That includes our Instapot, towels, spices. We take everything off of, these are Scottices from IKEA. It's fallen down a few times. Just anything that, if it's weight bearing, might shift while we're moving.
Dog water, we got to empty it. The dog food has spilled a time or two, so we make sure that's securely under the beds. We also like to get all of our dishes done at the campsite. That way we can dump and start fresh at the next place.
Oh, spending all your money on me and spending time on me. She's got me spending a lot of money on me, spending time on me.
Previously to this, we were not listening to any music.
My humps, my lovely lady lump.
As mentioned, this is a great time to get our entire camper clean before we stop at the next place.
This is me packing the world's worst cooler. This is our snacks and our meal for the pull for that day. What I like about moving is that we actually clean our fridge out every week when we move. So we put all of the heavy things, condiments things at the bottom so that if they do move around while we're moving, they don't break. We do the same things in our cabinets. So we try to get everything on like the bottom floor. I don't know. Switching to the outdoor tasks.
All right, so whenever you get ready to get on the road, you have to make sure your propane is turned to off. We have 2 tanks, so I only have this one turned on. So just go ahead and turn that to off. This gauge in the middle shows you that it's only going to this tank. So this one's off too, but it doesn't matter. Replace the cover. Got to unplug from water and power. So come out here, we're going to turn the water off. I hope that's the way that's off. Looks good. Okay. We're going to come over here. We set up this quick connect so that we could avoid unscrewing and screwing our hose into this weird socket every time. So now you just clip and pull. That's done. And we just leave that part on. And then unhook from this side. Who hooked this up? There. All right. Then you're all hooked from water. We'll drain that hose out. And then, so unplugging from power. Lift up your pedestal. You want to make sure your breaker is turned to off. Flick that down. And then once it's off, you can unplug. So pull from here. And then also connected here at the camper.
And then you wind up all of those cords, your power cords, your water hose, and you put them in your pass-through. We have a tub on one side that we put the power cord in, and then Em will put the hose on the other side.
And then drain the last of the water from your taps. If you stare at it, more will come out.
So watch this closely because I did not record myself putting our satellite dish back up, but it's basically just that white router that's in my hand. And then we, put the cord together and we pick up. We refer to him as Elon. This is our Starlink that we use to get internet all the time. And he rides inside.
A few other quick steps. Make sure your steps are up. Make sure your door handle is folded in. And then bring up your stabilizers. We have automatic stabilizers, so no need for a drill. They're all electric.
And now we're going to watch our slide. That's the piece of crap that breaks all the time. But this is it going in from the outside and the inside.
Sounded smooth as butter this day. And now for hitching. Oh, backing up the truck.
No more, please, God.
All right, so this is us actually hitching. So we've got the hitch in the truck, and I'm backing up the truck. Mal is telling me where we are lining up. She wants to get it right underneath of the socket so that when we put the ball down, it'll just click right into place.
Emily's not great with left and right, so we've developed our own language. So I'll tell her things like passenger side or driver side. And then, like you'll see here, I'm telling her to pivot, and she does just an eensy bit to get him under that ball.
That is something very important, is developing a language with whoever you're backing up and hitching with. How many days since a man has asked us to help hitch our camper?
It's been a minute. That man did come up to us at the last place and tell us to fill our freshwater tank.
Okay, so now we're going to lock the ball in place by sliding that lever down and pinning it. The next thing we're going to do is hook up both of our chains. And then Mal has in her hand there the wiring harness. So that runs all of our trailer lights, but also our trailer brake. So that's important that it's hooked. And then what she has there in the red spiral is the emergency breakaway brake.
Another part of communication here is talking to each other about what you're hooking up. Both of us have a lot of anxiety about getting that wiring harness incorrectly, and just telling each other, I did that, I think out loud helps.
Yes. Then what you're seeing us put on here is our sway bars. So not only do these take a little bit of weight distribution off of that ball, but they also prevent the trailer from fishtailing back and forth. They take a little bit of finesse to get in, so we've got to raise and lower the jack, and the truck has to be at a certain angle, or we've got to manhandle them, but today they went in really smooth.
I think this was karma. This was the smoothest they've ever gone in. We don't actually like to drive without them, even for short distances. Like, of course, we'll go to like dump without them, but anytime we're getting on the highway, the interstate, we always want these in place.
Yeah, it's a safety mechanism. We've got a smaller truck for our camper, so they are very important for us towing safely. Then finally, since we are hooked to the truck, we will retract our jack to its lowest possible position so that we don't hit it on anything that might come up in the roadway, and we'll remove our blocks. Then here's me pulling away from the campsite, leaving Mal behind. Don't worry, guys. She's got a tent. She's going to be fine.
You're forgetting your leveling blocks back here, Emily.
Oh,
It's going to be an unlevel ride. So here's me doing all the hard work. If you notice, I pull that hose. So this is a hose for your gray tank and your black tank. Emily and I don't use our black tank, so it's not as funky as some people's hose. But you store it back there because typically it's a nasty hose. So at any RV park, they'll have a place for you to dump. So you basically have a tube that comes out of your camper, and you'll see I'll pull a lever, and that's all of our dishwashing water, our toothbrushing water, all of our water. For most people, that's also going to be like sewage. Not shit, rust. So this is me trying to get every little bit out of water out of there. Some people just let that fall on the ground. I think that's gross. And then usually there's some kind of a hose for you to rinse out your hose.
yes, hose to rinse the hose. That's exactly
Puts the
it.
hose in. And then Emily got these. These are amazing. They're magnetic. So what was happening to us is we had these terrible wonky plugs for the end of our bumper. That's where I'm going to stick this hose back in. See me run it all in. And they never worked great. Emily got these on Amazon. They have a magnet.
So
Beautiful.
you got your map up?
Yep.
You got ECT power on?
Nope.
And is your trailer brake calibrated?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't make me, Sarah.
Just say it. Say what I told you to say.
ECT mode is tow mode for the Toyota Tacoma, and this is the route we took.
Thank you. I'll take it from here. Emily always backs up the truck.
But I don't always drive.
No, but these roles work really well for us. We've tried to like switch, and I think both of us, you thought my job was hard too.
Yes.
Because I have to direct her and get her, passenger side, driver side, and then I also have to determine if we're level. So don't look at my dirty camper. I'll clean it one day. You can see that it's not level there. So what I have to do is determine which side is lower, and then I put out these leveling blocks, and Emily in a second will pull the truck and pull the camper so that we have a level base.
Then we'll make sure it's chalked. We also have X chocks. This was the new investment this year. Mal didn't show us putting them in, but they help make sure that our camper is really steady.
So once you get it into a level place, it's good to go. Now you need to unhitch. So at this point, we have raised the camper. The jack, should I say the jack? Just keep going.
Basically, we've raised it up off of the hitch so that we can unlock the ball, and then we'll make sure that we take all of our chains, our wiring harness, our e-brake off. And since the camper is chalked, it's okay to remove it from the ball. So that's what we're going to do next. We'll raise it up and raise the camper up enough to lift it up over the ball. And then at that point, we can pull the truck away and the camper will be free for us to do all of our front to back leveling.
I think we still have like 2 minutes. Do you have any jokes that you know?
Yeah. Why did the chicken cross the road?
I'm not sure.
Because his camper wasn't chalked. And it was running at him. I don't know.
Oh my god. Anyway, so now Em is putting down, so you saw us draw these up before. Now we put down the stabilizers. Those really help so you can't feel the camper rock from back to forth.
Important thing is to not level with your stabilizers. You want to make sure that you're level side to side and front to back, and then put all the stabilizers down. And then you can open your door, and voila!
So you put the steps down, and now here's that pesky slide, but, thank the Lord it went out again another day.
You want to make sure that there's nothing in front of your slide that you can hit. Common mistake.
And also that your hose and your cables are long enough. And then you get back in your camper and you put all your crap back that you put in them beds.
This is undoing everything we did before.
All right, well, that's all I did. So we'll catch you next time by the Erie Canal. Bye!